Hello everyone, and welcome to the You Should Meet My Sisters podcast. I'm Leah Naomi.
I'm Felicia Juliana.
And I'm Monique Danielle.
Sup?
I nearly burst that laughing, my bad.
Hey homies, how we doing this week?
Good, sounds great.
You little bit.
Nice to meet you.
Please be answering.
Oh, sorry.
I thought I was the homie.
You are the homie.
I mean, you're the
Just
homie.
Okay, go on. Sorry. Come on.
How are you?
Shall I light these candles?
No, unless you're burning sage,
The
nothing's
level of
gonna help. Nothing is gonna help. This week's been mad. It's been stressful, anxiety. Hang on, wait, rewind. All three of us suffer from both anxiety and depression. It just varies. How much of each we have varies. Have you seen the TikTok where they're like, oh, when God was making me, he added this much?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and
Wow.
He added so much like, oh, pretty, talented, makes men fall in love with them.
Anxiety.
Depression and crazy.
Crazy. Feels the need to fix every single
OCD.
person. OCD. That's just.
Yes.
Don't ask us if our childhood was traumatic. Don't ask them questions. Our adulthood is traumatic.
Life is traumatic.
Trust me. But we all suffer from them in different degrees, different ways, different triggers. For me, I am definitely like, my anxiety is about 80%, depression 20%. It comes and goes, it doesn't stay for too long, but my anxiety is horrible. Whereas with you, it's different, isn't it?
Yeah, for me it's like 100% depression and like 50% anxiety.
And you?
It's like 95% anxiety, also 95% depression, 5% crazy.
Just a sprinkle.
And then you and I both have OCD tendencies, don't we?
Yeah, so
She probably does too, but hasn't got checked for it.
I haven't been checked for anything. I actually have ADHD that hasn't been done anything about it in my life.
Oh my
so
god.
that's the thing.
Yeah.
I think for me,
Mm-hmm.
my anxiety and my depression is extremely linked.
Yes.
So when my depression is really bad and I feel like I can't do anything, you know, if you suffer from depression, you understand that sometimes you literally can't get out of bed. You can't, like, and then it's not because you don't want to. You literally like, God, I wish I could just, and you're just. I wake up crying sometimes with no knowledge of the trigger, and then that triggers anxiety because I'm like, I need to do stuff. I'm not doing anything.
Yeah.
I'm wasting my life. I need to. Oh, I'm not good enough. Or I'm really. I really believe in my talent. I'm like, I'm really talented and I'm wasting it. What a waste. Some people wish they could have this, and I'll literally sit there and ruminate. And it will make the depression worse.
Oh my
so
god.
it's just like this thing. Or it happens the other way around where I'm very, very anxious and I'm finding it hard to do things. I've got germ-based anxiety. And like we said before, our mum was sick. And my issues... I had issues with germs before then and doctors before then because when I was young I was very sickly. But that made it worse.
I don't think we've touched on it enough. I think 6 years ago, because it sounds like we come from like some crazy genes, all of us have these problems. Maybe a little bit, but it's something happened and it kind of set it off worse with all of us.
Yeah.
So 6 years ago, our mum passed away. She had cancer and we only found out 3 months before she died.
3 months.
4 months.
We found out in April. She passed away in July.
Yeah.
And it was crazy and affected us all in different ways. Brought up trauma from the past, which is different for all of us.
Mm-hmm.
It's just been a bit of a roller coaster.
It's been really difficult, and we don't really talk about it that much. Not the
Not-
death side of
yeah.
it. We
Yeah.
talk about the memories of mom's side of it a lot, but
Mhm.
the actual like that process,
the
that
time of
that
Lies.
time. We don't talk about
Yeah.
a lot. We probably need to help with the. We definitely need to. I've been to therapy for 6 years, so
you've been
I know.
talking about it.
I know. I know that.
I'm okay,
I've
mate.
been to therapy for 6 years and I'm still struggling.
I've spoken
just
to
as
myself
bad.
about it.
Anyway,
I've some people.
when these started to move their denial, yeah, one day we'll talk about it. But when Mom was sick, what has exacerbated my germ anxiety was the fact that she was sick for 2 years and she was misdiagnosed for 2 years and she was told that she had totally different illnesses
Multiple different
to what
things.
was wrong.
Yeah.
And then when she was ill, the doctors mistreated her.
Yeah.
To the point where I had to sign a form that I could stay with my mum outside of visitors' hours, and I would spend 8 hours a day with her in the hospital because I just didn't trust any of the medical professionals. And because I was there watching everything and seeing everything, and when someone has cancer, you don't want to bring them germs, you don't want to make them sick, and I was very, very obsessive about being very clean before I went there, being very clean after I got back out, and that just stuck with me. I don't want to get sick, and really the anxiety comes from getting sick and making others sick and watching someone else suffer. So especially during Corona, it's been very, very difficult. I already wash my hands too much and do it's not OCD to the point where I can't leave the house, but it is to the point where I will get to the bus stop and walk back to my house and check that everything's locked or wash my hands lots of times. I wake up maybe like 4 times in the night, check if the door's locked. Stuff like that, like very... It turns into a ritual without you noticing, but it's not as bad as it could be. But when it gets like that, and I'm like, why can't I just be normal? Then that can trigger my depression because I'm just like, oh my God. Like, I know that if I don't wash my hands again, I'm not going to die.
Yeah.
But my brain will be like, yeah, but you need to wash your hands, you need to wash your hands, you need to wash your hands, you need to wash your hands. I'm just like... and I just end up doing it because I'm sick of that voice in my head. So that's how mine is set up.
And you?
I get aggressive.
I
just my answer to everything.
It was the voice.
Do you know what the thing is?
Batman voice.
You didn't get as aggressive before Mum passed.
No, okay.
When
so
she was sick, I know that you were doing care work, and then you ended up basically
I ended up caring for Mum.
So it
crossed
lines, blurred lines,
so,
didn't it?
I was angry before. I had my reasons to be angry before.
Yes.
But I think after Mum died, I had no reason to not be aggressive anymore. I didn't have that person to have to go sit back and explain why I punched that girl in the face and then dragged her down the road. I didn't have to do that anymore, So it started, the nurses especially, I remember one time in particular when Mum fell out.
The police could be people for you to talk to about why you dragged someone down the road.
Not at that age.
Also,
I'm nice, I
are
promise.
problematic, so let's discuss that.
Well then. Where was I?
So when she fell.
Oh yeah, so that's why I forgot. So then I was very angry. So when she fell out of the bed and they left her there for too many hours for me to be comfortable with, because you're not allowed to just pick somebody up in those situations if you're like a carer or something. So that is probably the day I remember things really setting off, because I argued with her over how many Nando's she wasn't allowed to eat because it was spicy, and then she fell out of the bed, and then I had to go take her food. And I may or may not have thrown a lunchbox in a hospital. These things happen. And from there, I have just continuously dealt with all of my anxiety. It gets set off by being sad, and then being sad instantly makes me angry, to which everyone is now in danger.
So then you get depressed and get into slumps.
So if I'm depressed, I am useless. I can't do anything. I literally can't do anything. I can just do mom stuff. I can get up for the sake of my child. I can feed my child. I can get her in the bath. I can get her ready. All this time, I haven't changed. I haven't eaten. I haven't got in the bath. I ain't answered my phone. I ain't spoke to nobody about nothing. I ain't opened the curtains in God knows how long. But she's okay. And that's like my main thing is at this point, if I'm looking after someone else, I can do it. If it's for myself, it's a joke, mate. I'm not doing it for myself. I have no energy for that, but I can look after everybody else. I can look after my child. I can put all that energy into partners. It's gotta be done. Like, if she wasn't for her by now, I would be in jail. Or more probably jail though.
Jail or the ground.
Probably jail.
Same.
Yeah. So
actually, you lot are the reason why I'm not in the ground. So thank you.
I hear that.
But yeah, it's been a wild one, I think, especially with the recently found ADHD side of things. It does make it a little bit easier for me to understand why my responses are so like crazy or hyper focused. Dear God, people, if you don't know what hyper focus is, please find out. It sucks booties. Okay, it sucks booties. There's nothing worse. Nothing worse than actually. It is a bottom feeder. Like being into something to the point where you're like, oh my God, I love this thing so much. You'll do it for like 12 hours without realizing you've done it, or get like, oh my God, this thing's amazing. I'm bored. And then go do something else. And
see, I have the tendency to hyper focus, but not till boredom. I do it till exhaustion, and then I'm exhausted for days.
But I don't get literally, it's the same thing. I'll get hyper-focused till exhaustion, but it's either hyper-focus or so little focus. I'm literally like, oh my God, let me write a song. Oh, let me wash the dishes while I'm writing this song. Oh shit, I forgot about the song. Now I'm washing the dishes. Did I get a phone call? And by the end of the day, I've achieved nothing but done everything. What have I done? How? So that's me.
With me, it's a bit different. So I've suffered from anxiety since I was young. Let me think. Got diagnosed with it about 18 years old, and it was a bit different. I was a bit different between the ages of about 18 to 22. There was a lot of
fun.
I was intoxicated a lot of the time. Yeah, a lot. However, when I was intoxicated, I was not anxious.
Yeah.
So,
that makes sense. It's a bit of self-medication.
I am definitely an adrenaline junkie. So, it kind of pushing myself to the limit was my thing. It really, it's not good, but it was my thing. When Mum passed, my depression was more so out of guilt, which is so weird. But it was out of guilt because I was pregnant when she passed. So her hospital care and stuff, because there was radiation on the ward, I couldn't spend time there. So my time with her was limited. I kept things going in the household, but because I'm the oldest. We've never addressed that. I'm the oldest. I've always, these are my babies. And our brother, they're my babies. I've always looked after them. And for the first time, I felt that I couldn't. In my teens, I always felt like I don't want to do this, but I would always do it because they're my siblings. But that was the first time I ever felt like I couldn't. And then I felt guilty because I had a baby who I could give all of this love and care to. And yes, she's my child. I love her to bits. But I was like, I've got my other kids too. And it's hard. It's hard to explain. But it really, depression setting, it was not good. But it's anxiety that stayed. Depression, I'll have maybe 1 or 2 rough patches with depression a year. If even, that shit was probably 1. But anxiety, it can come out of nowhere. And for me, because I've had it for years, I learned to see. There we go. Getting anxious, talking about it, fidgeting. Let's move that glass. But I learned to manage my anxiety early. So everyone's like, oh, she pays attention to detail, very managerial, like, come on, let's get this done. This is how we're going to do it. But it's actually my anxiety. So it helps me in a way, but then it makes me crazy. It makes me absolutely crazy because I'm like, why have you not done this?
Yeah.
This was the plan and this have not happened, and everything's going to be ruined, when in actuality, it's not going to be ruined, because we can just change that to that, this to that. And it's annoying because I'm a great problem solver. Come to me and say, Felicia, this has happened. What are we going to do? Panic, Leah. Leah will phone me. Felicia, I'm losing my shit. What the hell am I going to do? I'm like, yeah, calm down. Breathe. Take a second. This is what we're going to do. And it'll be options. Not even one thing. It'll be options. Yeah. But catch me when my anxiety is playing off. Oh my God. The world is ending, and these lot will tell you, I die probably 7 times a day.
She's like, oh my God.
I am dying.
I don't go from like, ouch, I hurt myself, or I'm really stressed right now. I'm gonna fucking die. But then I guess if I'm dying 7 times a day, I'm reborn too. So, you know, always look for the positive. There's no alcohol in these. Yeah, there's no alcohol. No alcohol.
Juice. That's really funny to hear, because you are like the most calm energy out of all of us. I think like you're the most calming. Like, I'm
very level-headed when I'm good.
Yeah, or like I think even when you're bad, you're still going to like mommy mode.
Yeah,
so like, you know what it is?
Like in my head, it's gonna sound like I've got more than anxiety. I don't. But I check in with myself, and I say this to you all the time. Like, sometimes you have to breathe, check in with yourself. You don't have to go and do some crazy routine or whatever, because I know a lot of people will be like, I don't know, count to 5, breathe in the corner, got rock. Work. I don't know. I ain't doing that. For me, I'm that person where it's like, if you catch me crying, that's gonna piss me off, because I'm not that person. I check it. I can be crying. Stop midway and be like, Felicia, this ain't you. This is not you. Put it together, and then it's like, I'm back to normal.
Yeah. See, I was talking about this the other day, because my anger sometimes leads me to throw many things. So
she's a thrower.
I am a thrower. I threw my kitchen table.
She throws these hands.
I do. Yeah. So I threw my kitchen table in a fit of anger.
Oh my God.
And I may or may not have been crying on the kitchen floor, as you do sometimes. And then, in a moment of just sheer calm, it just waved over me, and I was like, okay. I picked up the broom. I was talking to a friend about the after effects of when you have an episode, because I ain't been diagnosed. I don't know what's wrong with me. Right? But when you haven't been diagnosed and you start having more manic episodes than you would like to, I was talking about the after, like when you come back into yourself and you're like, how stupid you feel sweeping up after you've broken everything in your... Like, I've broken everything. I've broken my whole living room before. I've torn curtains off of the wall. I have done everything. And then had to put it back up after. You don't think about it in the moment. You're just so full of rage. You're either going to kill someone or something, and rather than me go to jail for murder, because people will go to jail for murder, I'd rather...
Allegedly.
I haven't done it. But I would. I'm not joking. So the after effects of how you talk to yourself afterwards and stuff can also kind of either put you back into that state or completely bring you out of it. Because after that, I was good for days after that. I was sore because obviously overhead throwing a table is not the...
Do you know the reason I don't throw things? The true reason I don't throw things. When I was about 15, I threw something of Mum's. And it broke. And you know when you throw something like this is going to shatter? And it did. But one piece of it flew back and it cut me here.
Ooh.
And you know when she asked, like, how did you cut your face? I was like, how did I cut my face? This bitch called Karma pulled up on me, but honestly, after that, I was like, what? I was so angry, and then I picked something else up to throw it, and I thought, this is gonna kill me if I throw it.
And it probably will. I guarantee every time I throw something, or every time I throw hands, I hurt myself. I have to then spend days thinking about what I've done. Why did you punch that mirror, Leah? Now you've got put on your hands, and then you can't see anybody because you got cuts all over your hands. You don't explain how it happened. But you actually have to sometimes think about how you handle these things. Because
My thing is, I literally always say, keep your composure. Now that I'm older, I'm so good at keeping my composure.
Yeah, but you learned before.
I wasn't. I was worse than her. Like, no.
I learned this crazy from her.
Don't say that. Learn this composure. I'm so calm now. Till you push me. But it takes a lot.
Yeah, I'm pretty calm. I don't throw things. Don't look at me like that. It takes me a lot to get angry.
She doesn't throw things, but Monique gets nuts.
Yell. Like,
what? Me?
Monique will go.
You do what I do. You can't shout. You go into like your higher whistle register.
You and Dad got the same temperament.
Yeah, I'm like my dad.
So calm, so loving, comes from a good place. But when he's lost it, there's no coming back.
Like,
you got when my dad loses it, you gotta sit down and just wait. Just wait.
Just wait.
Don't say no. Don't say sorry. Don't say
put your head down.
Look at the ground. Yeah, look at your feet in shame and wait.
That's to be asked to put the kettle on.
Don't even wait to be asked.
Just go put it on. Just go put it on.
When he's finished, just the pressure. Literally, our family don't ever apologise to each other.
No, it's a cup of tea.
Yeah. We just make each other a cup of tea. You stop talking for about up to about half an
hour most.
Go to breathe, and then you're like, do you want tea?
You know what it is,
and then everyone's like,
if you go and actually say sorry, everybody ends up crying and you're like, we don't need that, man.
Also, it's probably never that deep. For it to be crying, let's start talking about something that never even years ago.
If Leah came to me and was like, Felicia, I'm so sorry, I'd be like, the fuck?
I would have had to do something terrible to actually say sorry.
Yeah, even then, like, you know what the thing is? There's still a certain amount of emotion that is built up.
Oh yeah.
But usually, like when you're drinking the tea, you're put on the rom-com. Yeah, everybody's cool. Everyone can cry. Everyone can get angry. It's
directed at the TV now. Jobin.
No.
But yeah, I'm probably the most calm one. My mum had a very strong, quick temper.
I thought you were about to say mum was calm.
And quick temper. She was known for being a fighter. And all of my other siblings have got her temperament. And I'm like my dad. And sometimes it frustrates me because I'm like, I wish I could just get angry about that because I would be able to let it go.
I know,
if
but
I get
it's
angry
okay.
about
That's
it.
what you got sisters for.
Yeah, but sometimes I want to punch someone in the face and I'm just like, can I be bothered with this? You know what?
I'm not gonna lie.
But if it's for
feel
someone
better
else,
afterwards.
if it's for someone else,
and I feel better if I've pummeled somebody. It's not okay. I need to
I used to
be needy dead.
I'm sorry.
So,
I know it's bad. I know it's bad. You shouldn't hit people and all of that.
But this is the thing. Like I said, I've been to therapy. So my therapist was like, "You're angry, you know," and I was like, "Me? Cool. Of course." And she was like, "No, you're angry. You need to figure out what you're angry about and actually let it out because I can see that you repress your anger a lot." And I was like, to be honest, I don't feel like it's worth fighting over my anger because I can deal with things.
Yeah.
I'm quite strong in that respect. I don't like it when people say it to me, but I have to accept the fact that I'm quite strong in that respect.
I hate
But I will. Yeah, but you're so strong. Yeah, but I don't want to have had to be strong. This is the problem.
Yeah.
Don't piss me off to the point where I have to be strong.
Well, because I'm
it.
strong, it's like, oh, don't worry, it'll roll off.
But it's not rolling off. You like don't see me when I'm in my bed crying and shit. But for other people, I'm happy to fight.
You know.
Maybe I need to get a death note.
I've just got a list of people I'm going to death. In a note.
Allegedly.
He's about to go cancel.
I mean, people I'm going to have a really special conversation with about how they treated me and how I'd like them to not treat me that way again.
In the future.
Or anyone else for that matter.
That kind of taking people out.
Oh my gosh. Putting lipstick on.
If you have not watched Billy Madison, it's absolutely stupid.
Hilarious.
Absolutely
It's hilarious.
stupid.
There's one scene that's not good in the whole movie. The rest of it is perfect. It's when they're singing in the fountain. They're singing in the fountain.
I love that.
But yeah, I feel like for me, I'm not the most angry person. I do get angry though. Like it takes a lot, and then when I do get angry, I'm like, I actually don't really know what's going on.
When you get angry.
I put on fighting boots and shit, and then people have to stop me from being aggressive. But it's very rare.
Yeah.
And I spoke to my dad about it, because it used to annoy me that I couldn't be more like you guys. It used to actually annoy me. I spoke to him, it wasn't that long ago, I spoke to him about it a few years ago. And I was like, it frustrates me that I don't get angry. And it frustrates me that, I kind of got that from you. Like,
You're like, thanks, Dad?
Yeah, because he's got a temperament of, he has a few phobias.
Yeah.
And I took those from him. And then he gets angry. And his way of releasing that is very sensible.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was just like, Dad, why do you never get angry? Like, it annoys me that I can't get angry. Why do you never get angry? And he's like, because I've been angry before.
Mm-hmm.
And I've done things that I shouldn't have done. Like, I'll be fighting and I see red and then I don't know what to do. And he's like, it's not even worth me seeing red.
That's why you need to never get into a fight, because you will go to jail.
Yeah.
Or we'll have a family secret.
I need to talk to Dad about
we'll end up with a family secret to take to the grave.
Trust me. It was like, you know how a silly little fight can get you in so much trouble. He's like, it's not even worth it because I get too angry. So maybe I need to do. I don't know. I think that we need to go to one of those things where you go smash stuff.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Yeah,
I need
one.
Definitely.
I think I need to go regularly.
Well.
Yeah.
Dad and our brother.
All in you get
black.
the hazmat suits, just going
There's a place in Birmingham?
Yeah, there's a place
I know
in
where
town.
it is. Very true.
So why haven't you
Gone to the
taken us
radio room.
there?
I need to go by myself.
You can actually.
Well, we've got to wait till we're allowed.
You can actually take the stuff you want to smash with you as well.
Yeah. If you want to get rid of,
Oh wow! So imagine
people
having a divorce. Oh my lord!
I don't have to imagine that, do I?
Oh my bad. You still got anything?
Yeah, actually.
Hulk smash.
That kitchen table. So do you guys feel like you knew that you had this stuff before Mom? Or I know you said that you were diagnosed.
Anxiety and OCD for me, yeah. Because in school, I had to find out.
Okay.
I was always angry.
Did you ever think
Not
of it
always.
as a mental health thing, or did it only happen when you were like, oh, I'm struggling?
Kind of more like maybe not knowing mental health, but saying okay, definitely from trauma.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'd say definitely in the relationships, like with friends and stuff that I've had, in certain, the way that I'm so quick to cut people off and knew that there was something that wasn't particularly normal, like everybody else. But I never really put two and two together. It's other people saying to me, you got this, or I've done assessments for auditions and whatnot, and that's great to find out that you have anxiety at an audition. But yeah,
What? You have to do it at an audition?
so if you do anything for
Wow.
television or theatre, then make sure that you're mentally sound, especially if you're going to do any sort of acting or high
That's
intensity.
hard to believe when you see
cameras.
some of the people on TV.
But it's because the mentally unsound people they put on, they already know that they're unsound. And they've already they've got like aftercare people and stuff for this stuff, so they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
But if you're obviously at this audition for something on the television that I'm not sure if I'm actually allowed to talk about still, even though I didn't get on there because it was non-disclosure and whatnot.
Okay.
But they gave me a questionnaire because they said that everyone went through this whole mental health pre-bit.
Screaming,
And they gave me the questionnaire and I was like, I've got a little bit of anxiety and whatnot. By the end of the questionnaire, the actual therapist was like,
You're right.
yeah, she was like, have you got a therapist? And I was like, And then she was talking to me about my smoking habits, because where we were going to be staying, if I got onto the show, would have been somewhere where you can't smoke, even though previously they had been allowed. She was like, would you be able to do the show without it? And I was like, you don't want me to kill somebody? I was like, I could. Yes, I could do it. However, don't let anyone piss me off.
Yeah.
And we'll be fine. But I didn't find out until properly till I was a lot older, and I always knew there was something I remember having problems eating.
Yeah.
And I still kind of have problems with food. No, I just haven't bothered addressing that because what do you do? What do you do with that? Where do you go with that? I'm thick. I'm not anorexic. I'm not bulimic. I just have an issue with food.
Yeah.
So I don't really know, but I think from around that with the food thing, I clocked that at 15.
Okay.
Because that was probably from being on cocodamol for 3 years. non-stop. That's because of the doctor, by the way. We had the shittest doctor ever in Wolverhampton.
Worst.
He put me on cocodamol at like
misdiagnosed mum
for 2 years. But yeah, he put me on cocodamol from the age of like 13 until like I did my GCSEs.
So he was basically my dealer.
Yeah, he was basically her dealer because I was high off cocodamol for all those years.
So was I.
And so was she because I had too much and I couldn't take it all.
Told you 18 to 21.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
It's not an alleged. I was high. God knows how I got through school, okay?
Yeah.
How I did those GCSEs in year 10, I don't know because I don't remember none of it. And so all it did actually was wire my brain to retain information I'm not paying attention to. So I can now sit in a room where I'm not listening to anyone's conversation and still walk out of that room with everybody's business. I know what everybody said. It ain't my business. I wasn't even listening.
Because I was nosy.
I think it's because we were high on cocodamol for so long.
Listen, I'm not saying I was high on cocodamol for so long.
I was.
I'm just saying, those years were rough.
Scissor.
Those years were rough.
She's saying scissor.
However, yeah, I had some very unhealthy habits and ways to get intoxicated. But times have changed. Much better place now. Mm-hmm. And even though that was the case, I worked. How many jobs?
Yeah.
I worked. Like, I was functioning.
Yeah, I know.
I was functioning.
There's nothing worse than being a high-functioning wired person.
I have a story about Felicia's highness, but I do want to touch on the fact that I didn't see anything as mental health when I was younger. Really, I think I was away with the fairies when I was younger. I believed everyone was good, and whenever someone said something bad about anyone, I was like, no, everyone. I've got middle child syndrome. It's like everyone's got a heart. Nobody wants to do anything bad.
Yeah.
I love everyone, and stop picking on her. She's my friend. Yeah. Like anyone who got picked on, I'd be like, I need to look after them, and not think about like, oh no, these guys are being pricks. It was just like this person needs saving. Oh, everyone should. I would have believed in Santa Claus until I was like 18. Had there not been other influences. But I definitely had problems when I was younger. I was traumatized from young with sleep. Yeah. And that is a big part of my depression. I have a lot of insomnia. But it started from very, very young because we were Felicia and I were in an armed robbery when we were younger. Yeah. And after that, I just could not sleep. I think about a year of not sleeping, knocking on my parents' door every night, them just getting so frustrated with me. The only thing that actually helped was my mum used to study aromatherapy, and she just used aromatherapy to help me sleep. But I was having chronic nightmares every single night of the same thing.
You in my bed,
over and over again. And now, when something traumatic happens, that's what happens to me. For at least a year, chronic nightmares.
You know what? So, side note, I'm surprised she didn't teach you to lucid dream, because when I had nightmares, it's literally what she did.
It was a long time ago though. This was when she was 7.
No, I remember though, because I remember it happening, and I remember my nightmares.
I think I was younger than 7.
Later.
No. Because we were getting nappies for Leah.
No, it was for Zane.
We were getting nappies for
I remember you guys coming back into the house. And
so I
remember.
I was 10. She was 7.
Okay.
It was one of my first memories, actually.
Really?
I was only about 4.
Think
about
it. She would have been sitting there with me carrying you and saying to Mum,
this is what happened. Yeah.
And you know the thing is, at 10 years old, saying, Mum, it's okay, but I need to tell you something.
Yeah.
And it was mad.
I can't lie, I've blocked out a lot of it, like this going through therapy that even made me remember about like some of the details. But after that, I had a horrible relationship with sleep. I think I was okay in general, but like sleep and nightmares were really bad for me. So after...
No, you didn't want to go out the house.
At all.
Oh yeah.
You didn't want to go out the house.
See, I don't remember this.
You didn't want to go out the house.
I remember not wanting to go to Quicksave at all.
Anyway.
I remember being like, whenever I was even next to that
couldn't
shop.
walk to that place, you'd freeze up.
Yeah.
But you didn't want to go out the house. You didn't sleep. You and I, we were at the age where we fought a lot, but you would sleep. I used to tell her, don't sleep in my bed. I used to get so angry, like, do not come in my bed when I'm sleeping. I'm still like this. I like to sleep on my own. I've got a partner. But in general, I like to have my bed to myself. But
you don't like that extra heat, you know.
no, I don't. I'm really hot. I'm really hot naturally. Like, honestly. And I just...
She used to argue with me so much about sleeping in her bed that she used to sleep talk and argue with me sleep talking.
Yeah. I've heard of sleep talk now. But no, I used to wake up and I'd be like, get out of my bed, all of this. And so what she used to do is go to the foot end of my bed, curl up, and I used to always sleep like hugging the wall. So she would curl up on the end, make herself really, really tiny, and I'd be like, this bitch is in my bed. But because I knew there was something going on, I left her. But then she got comfortable and I'd wake up with her spooning me.
I still love the spoon, I can't lie.
If she gets the chance to fall asleep next to me, I'm getting spooned. Oh no.
Leah knows too, man. I love it.
She literally can't help herself.
She plays
living your life, and she does. No, she does. She does.
She plays.
You'll go to sleep,
being moved,
being
man, roll over.
spooned, yeah, and then you'll wake up somehow with her in your arms, and you're like, how did you get here?
You know what she used to do?
I just do this.
Yeah. When we were little, she used to say to me, I used to get mad at her and be like, if you're sleeping next to me, don't face me. I'm not sleeping face to face. I can't do that now, you know, with my man. I'm like, roll over.
That breath contact.
I used to tell her, I was like, I cannot do it, turn over. I would turn. She would lift my whole thigh, you know, pull it over her.
If you're sitting on the sofa with this bitch, she'll do the same thing. You'll be minding your business. First, your toes just slip under your thigh, and then next thing you know, you are holding her in a top now.
She's got a technique.
You don't know how she does it.
I'm a tactile human being. Listen
Contortionist.
to the trauma I've been through. I need to be held.
Fuck off.
No, but I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Okay.
Because I literally didn't remember not being able to leave the house, because when my first actual depression that I felt was not with my mom.
Yeah.
Our cousin passed away.
Yeah.
And
he used to live with us.
He used to live with us, so we were very close. And
it was the same thing happened.
The same thing happened, and I didn't know that had happened before. So I wish I did know that, actually, because I probably would have been able to make a connection. But when he died, I remember I was in the bath when I found out.
Yeah.
I was unable to bath for ages. Like I still can't sit in a bath for longer than about 10 minutes without feeling uncomfortable.
Oh,
yeah, I find it. I don't know. It just brings back a memory, because I remember hearing like crying and screaming and being like, "What is going on?"
Okay.
And then hearing someone come to the door while I was in the bath and tell me. But after that was when the first time I actually had depression that I knew of. And the same thing happened. I would get up, get ready to go to college, wait till everyone left the house, and then go back to bed and just like make everyone think that I was at college. Go back to bed, cry, sleep. I think the only person who actually clocked was Felicia.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I'd go to her room because she had a radio in there, and the radio was the only thing that would like keep my brain going. I did that for actually a year. Yeah. I think it was almost a year to the day.
I know exactly what it was.
I still didn't know that was depression.
Do you remember when that happened? I kept saying to you, I was like, Monique, you have to get out of the house. This is going to get really bad. You've got to get out of the house. I said to you, I'll take you to college. Things like that. I was like, I'll come with you. Just to get her out.
Yeah.
And it was like, because I'd seen it before.
Yeah.
This was I'd seen it before. I was like, oh God. Okay. This could end up bad. But I didn't say anything because it would make it worse.
Yeah,
you know, to be like, oh, you've been like this before. You know, it can come across the wrong way.
I clearly, I knew nothing, and I was then having chronic nightmares again. And with death, me and death, it's quite a weird, I think it's that thing of like having that fairy tale brain from when I was younger. It's not
you never think it's going to really happen.
Yeah, and I find it very difficult to, even when I know someone's sick, I find it very difficult to grasp the fact that they might die and accept it without getting angry at everyone for thinking that it's going to happen. That's what happened with Mum.
That's what happened with Mum.
But I would have, and the nightmares were more difficult for me because they'd always be the person wasn't really dead.
Yeah.
And then they die again, so I'd have to go through it again. So that for me was really, really difficult, and I was once again scared to leave the house, scared to, because I was just like, I'm gonna die.
Yeah.
If I leave the house, I'm gonna die. This is probably part of the anxiety as well that I just didn't know. I'm gonna die, and everyone's gonna have to go through being sad again.
Oh wow! So it goes to being sad.
That's what it was. It was like, I've seen everyone struggle with someone die, and I'm going to die, and everyone's gonna feel sad again.
You know, when you were little, it was because you thought you were gonna die.
This is it. Like I didn't put these things together, and so once again it's like more me for other people. It's like, yo, I can't see people go through this again, or I can't be the reason that people go through this again. It's another reason why, even if I have suicidal thoughts, that's the thing that stops me. I'm like, imagine me putting people through that all over again. Like, it's very difficult for me. So I think and Mum drilled into us, it's the most selfish thing. Yeah. Do you remember? Committing suicide and abortion, those two things were drilled into us. Like, they're very. Obviously, things have changed now in the way that people perceive it, but it was kind of like, it's quite a selfish thing to do. Yeah. Because, you know, some people can't have kids, or some people like they die and they have no choice, and you leave your family behind, and it's the aftermath, I think, of suicide that they were really. Yeah, like, you can't do that to, like, you know what I mean? Really love you. Yeah, exactly, and life is hard for everybody, but it doesn't mean that you're gonna make it harder for everyone else, and you know people love you here. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of that, but I didn't even notice that it went back. I knew that my sleep and my anxiety kind of went back that far, but I just didn't know that it was that bad. So we've learned something today. Yeah. Wow. Ooh. Yeah. It was a lot. Yeah. A lot. But anyway, I wanted to talk about one time when Felicia was under some influence of some drugs. No, well, hang on. When we say drugs, whoa. Legal drugs. I never did know. I never did know. Nothing that didn't come out the ground. Nothing too bad. No. It was only Cocodamol, okay? Cocodamol. Yeah? Anyway, Felicia was sick one time, This is before they come out. Have you ever? I wasn't in a coma, I was sleeping. She was dead. She was gone. I don't even know. She got sick one time. Okay, and I've before been sick, and I've burnt essential oils, and I've put too many essential oils into that. There was one time where Leah and I both put too many essential oils into an oil burner. We both got high for like a long time. Several hours. It was really fun. Several hours. It was really fun, you know. It was. But it was by accident because we didn't know any better. So I was just like, ooh, essential oils. That smells good. I went into Felicia's room one day. Yeah, she had Vicks. Essential oils. Albus oil. She'd taken paracetamol, ibuprofen. She wouldn't tell me what else she took. She had some cough syrup. She was in her room. The room smelled like I don't even know. I've never smelled anything like it. It was like eucalyptus. It was like eucalyptus drug house. I'm just like, what the fuck is happening here? And she's like, I'm just gonna go to sleep. Oh, Felicia, you've taken too much for you to sleep. I don't trust this. She went to sleep. Slow jams playing in the background. 4 days! She was in her bed for 4 days! I don't know if that she woke up better though. She was fine. She woke up absolutely fine. I never even heard her blow her nose or cough once. I was like, are you okay? And every day I was knocking. Are you okay? Okay, these saying this is like some drug-induced coma. It was a miracle. Okay? I hate being sick. Trust me, la bruja aquí. I hate being sick. Hate being sick. I literally do not have time to be sick. I've always been this way. That's true. Since being a child, I had my tonsils out. I was like, I need to get out of this hospital. 10 years old. I need to get out. I'm just sitting here. I hate being sick, and I hate people being sick around me. Oh, I'm like, you're not that sick. Pull it together. We used to work in the same workplace. Oh my God. She would get sick. Felicia, I can't. I'm really sick. I'm like, there's paracetamol in the cupboard. You'll be good. My body can't take. She's like, Felicia, I'm not like you. I took Pro Plus one time, and the back of my skull felt like there was bees in it. Keep going though, innit?
You keep going. You know what? You want to ride the wave of them bees.
No. I'm really sensitive to medicine, man. That shit, I couldn't believe it because of the way that my body. I took paracetamol like too close together one time, and my brain. Like I don't know what's wrong with me. I think it's the migraines, man. I think the migraines switched something in me. But
my little coma.
She could take like 7 pills and just be like, "Can I have a glass of wine?" Just be fine. I don't know.
Listen, because I hate being sick, I figured out ways to get rid of it really, really quick. 4 days, obviously, because I was very ill.
You were like...
Usually, if I did something like that, next day I would have been back to normal. But, yeah, I was out of it for 4 days.
It was a scary time.
It was actually... Nah, it was
because you know what?
You were
I don't
asleep
remember
the whole
dreaming
time.
or anything.
I was sick. You were in a coma.
It was a miracle.
Did she even
sick
breathe?
and then healed? Who knows?
Felicia snored. There was no sound. This is it. Like she thinks it was a miracle in the next life. Like I can't believe it. Of course you remember nothing. That's like what happens when you go into surgery and you just wake up and you think that you haven't done anything. It's scary.
It's not that bad. You know what? She stopped me. We used to live alone together and she used to go mad. I would think the house is getting broken into because she'd be banging on my door, kicking my door because I locked it. I wasn't allowed to lock my own bedroom door. She'd be like, "Felicia, you are going to die." She's gone outside and knocked on the window, all sorts.
You're anxious.
She'd be like, "You're alive."
And you know when FJ goes into that little illness, whatever, her windows are steamy, man. She's not okay. I'm like, can you at least crack the windows so I can
it's
hear
the
you?
fuckery all coming out.
That's
all it
back
is.
out.
It's coming
outside.
out. It's okay, man. When I rise from that coma, it will come out.
Should have just given her the onion and sugar thing that Mom did. Man.
That was disgusting.
You
know how everyone's got their concoctions for when you're sick? My mum used to do this thing with raw onion and brown sugar. I've researched it. It's the onion, so the sugar does nothing.
The onions.
It's something in raw onion that can help clear like cold symptoms. But because onion tastes like onion, she would mix it with brown sugar and let this dirty water rise from the onions.
It's onion syrup, man. Like the
onion syrup? Don't make it sound nice. Don't make it sound nice.
And the worst thing
is rotten onion juice.
It really is. The worst thing is
fermentation.
I put sugar in it like it was going to make it taste
It was disgusting.
It just tastes like onion.
Listen, I would have found it easier to chop up some onions and just eat them.
Yeah, I would have happily done that.
Yeah, see, I do that with garlic, but I still do the onion and sugar thing. Because it works, literally.
Nah, mate. I'd rather bite into an onion. I'd rather just peel an onion and
coronavirus Monique was like...
I did!
Nah.
The taste is disgusting, but I remember it, so it's kind of nostalgic. And it works. Every time I've had a sore throat this year, I've done it. And
I made it once. No, I didn't take it. So I made it, put it in the fridge, covered it in cling film, opened it the next day, didn't smell it, got a spoon, and I went like this, and I was like, I was like, not today, Satan, not today.
I ain't touching that shit, mate. I have not had it since the last time Mom gave it to me.
Look, I told you what medicine does to me. It's my only choice. It's my only choice.
Oh no.
I kind of like it in a weird, like...
Ew.
You know when your parents always have like little things that you're like, "Mom, stop talking doo-doo, man. That's not true." And then you grow up and you're like, "Oh, that actually works." Yeah. That's what that is. Like swallow raw garlic.
Swallow raw garlic. What was the one when I had my daughter?
Garlic around the neck for jaundice.
Yes, that's what it was. Jaundice, and she had like, you know, the eyes.
Yeah.
Babies get crusty eyes.
Yeah.
Pin a piece of garlic to them.
It draws it out.
That's what she used to say. Oh, it draws it out. You literally see the garlic get the disease. It's so disgusting.
Yeah.
Oh, but it works.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like you know the amber, you know, like crystals, with those kind of brujas crystals. Yeah. We actually thought being African, we thought that Mum was into some like African juju because she had crystals and. No, don't say that.
It's not just it's not African juju.
This is called traditional African medicine, traditional African spiritual.
What I was gonna say.
Practices.
She had crystals and stuff, but being raised here, I was like, yo, keep the African stuff over there. To the left. It was not for me. She was like, oh, when I was pregnant, she was telling me, you know, you're going to have to get an amber bracelet for the baby, for teething. And I was like, yeah, cool. When she started teething, I was like, where can I find the amber bracelet? I was losing my shit, and they're expensive.
Yeah,
they're
for a
baby.
baby.
I know. Got her one, and it worked miracles.
Really?
So some of that stuff does work.
It does.
I mean, crystals now, we've all got crystals, haven't we?
Yeah.
And it kind of irks me when I see people on like Instagram with their crystals and sage, and I'm like, you don't really know about that.
Yeah, but we used to be like, Mum, you don't really know what you're
Trust
talking about.
me.
Now we're like, Mum,
I'm
please.
like, why are you burning the spices?
Where's all your secret books so
Why
we
you
can find
burning
that
the
more?
spices?
Yeah, you need to share them.
It's not really books so much as she just wrote shit down in other things she was reading. Literally, when I got this tattoo.
Yeah.
Show
off our
Shameless plug.
Like maybe 2 years later, and I remember saying to Mum I was getting this tattoo, and she was cussing me out like, "You're not getting no tattoo." And I was like, "Yeah, I'll show you." And I actually went from looking after her in the morning to going to get the tattoo and going back in the afternoon and being like, "What you think, Mama?" And she never said anything. She's like, "Oh, it's really nice." And 2 years later, after she died, I opened a book and out fell a piece of paper that pretty much said word for word what I have tattooed on me, but like an extra one line. And it's in a book that I know that woman didn't open since she was in university. So I was like, oh damn.
That's why she let you get it.
Get your mum.
She got away with everything.
Trust me.
Listen, how old was I? I was 19 actually when I got my first tattoo.
Mm-hmm. My reasoning was justified.
I was 18, literally like as I turned 18.
Is that when we got it?
Yeah.
I was 16. Came back from Africa. I was supposed to go back to Africa. These bitches had matching tattoos, and I wanted one too. So I asked Mum if I could go get one, and she came with me. And may or may not have brought Monique's ID, and I may or may not have lied about my age. And now I have one too.
First my ID! I was not part of this. No,
you were in France. You just left your college ID on the side, and I was like, sweet! Mama, let's go! So yeah. And then when they asked me, are you really 19? I looked at them with disgust, and I was like,
of course I am.
How dare you? And then Mum was like, do you think I'd bring my child here?
Trust me. Once you got Mum on the bandwagon, she was a rider.
No, Mum was the best for that shit, you know.
So
everyone feared her so much that they'd be like, oh, sorry, miss, I'm sorry. Oh my gosh, I did not know that happened.
That's how I got this baby.
I want to go get
another
tattoo.
You got spoiled, man.
Yeah,
it wasn't spoiled. I had a good reason.
Triangle.
Yeah.
What
do you
want
want
to get a triangle?
What, for the pod?
Triangle?
For the pod?
Well, no, more for my
pod
sisters.
base.
For my sisters, not for the pod.
What was it? You just put a Z in the middle?
Yeah, but the thing is, he ain't got no ink. Yet. Our brother's got no tattoos, and if Dad watches this, we're probably going to get in trouble, but we're going to have to organise a group tattoo.
I agree.
I'm down for it. I actually want a tattoo, but I've just been like,
I want so many.
Now I care so much about who does it and the artwork of it, because this one I have on my hand I don't like as much anymore.
Same.
I hate mine.
I need it coloured in.
Same.
Was it orange?
Mine was orange.
Okay, mine's still blue,
Mine's
but
still
you know.
skin colour.
Mine was at one point blue and orange.
Is
and
it?
It's now mud. Mud and butterfree.
But the thing is, you're supposed to go back and get it recoloured, and I never did.
I can't remember.
I didn't. But like, as I've gotten older, people have asked me if it's something else.
Yeah.
So it makes me like, oh god.
What if they thought it is?
Because you can't see it.
Have you had bird?
But it looks like it looks like a butterfly from this way, but it looks like a bird from this way.
See, I get the same thing. I get people ask me, is it a bird? Is it a Pokemon?
A Pokemon?
Everyone says, when I was in college, everyone went to me, why do you have a butterfree on your hand? I don't have a fucking butterfree on my hand. So yeah, when I was at college, everyone would point at it and be like, why do you have a butterfree tattooed on your hand? Which I obviously don't have a butterfree on my hand because I'm a grown ass human being and Yes, I'm judging. No, I'm judging people if they have a Pokemon tattooed on their skin. I am. Yes, I'm judging.
Sorry, Zane. Like we're trying to get him to have a tattoo.
Like, don't get a tattoo of a Pokemon. Like,
but what if you get a Pokemon that's like jazzed out to look like you a little bit? You know, like a bit. No,
It's weird.
That would be even odder.
So
imagine like a Charmander with my face on it.
that would be adorable.
Do you know what? They say this.
Would be adorable.
You know what?
And I'm bold. Oh my god, maybe I'll cosplay as a Charmander next year.
See?
No, don't take note.
Yeah, if you come
So
to the Halloween
disgusting.
episode as Charmander, I'm leaving. I am leaving.
It's so
No,
cute.
it won't. No, it won't.
Be amazing.
Listen, I once nearly got...
Size?
Do you know I nearly got an anime tattoo?
See?
Years ago. Let's
What would
say
you
when
have
I was about 21.
Would it have been
Let's see.
Afro Samurai?
Yes! Oh my god,
Yes!
wow, that was so quick. Yeah? It was Afro Samurai, a certain picture from Afro Samurai. And then I was like, oh, maybe not because it's Afro Samurai and it'll be huge. Even though now I've ascended and got bigger tattoos. At the time I didn't have any. But then I was going to get just my only movement is forward from Afro Samurai too. But yeah, as a number 2
I like
headband.
that.
No, I'm not an anime geek. I know it sounds like I am. I like some, but I'm not an anime geek. But that film, I just Samuel.
It's so
It's
loud.
really good.
It's so loud.
That's my perfect role, you know. Me talking to me in my head. Oh my god.
It happens so much.
I know.
I would probably do something like that, but I would make it me.
Yeah, I'd get an
Artist
anime of
to make it
myself.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that, maybe not tattooed on me, but like as a canvas.
Yeah.
I'd get Al. Just from Death Note.
Of course. I thought you would do that, you know.
I was
You
thinking
should,
about getting
like-
it on my back.
No, that's huge.
Not all over me, but just...
Like the actual
Yeah.
out.
If I was you, I would have got it on like my finger or something.
Then I have to keep getting it.
Then
Yeah.
other people know that
Done.
you're like a geek.
Yeah, but then
not
they don't-
everybody gets it.
See, but on my hinge, I'm on there as Al. And the,
Don't stalker.
if you
AKA,
do,
AKA like Yagame.
yeah, literally, everyone was like, I had people be like, is that a Death Note reference? And I was like, no, but
Someone
you know
said that.
Yes,
Oh
someone
my
actually. This is why I still talk to Daniel.
Ah, Daniel Caesar. Code name.
Yeah, because
code name.
he literally, this is the first thing he said to me, is that a Death Note reference? And I was like, no, but I think I like you now.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah.
See,
Oh, that's a good one.
It is really
Really
good. It was
good,
really
yeah.
I was proud.
My childhood friend, their Snapchat name is Kira and then numbers.
Really?
And I was like, is this meant to be like Kira, like a girl's name or what's going on?
Kira?
So I messaged him and I was like, Death Note.
Yeah.
And he was like, nobody's ever guessed that. And I was like, I've known him since I was 3, so it counts, you know.
Yeah,
We go way back.
I know a few people who've got like Shinigami. Like, my ex-boyfriend's was Hiragami.
That's actually
It was really smart. I was like, you know what? You are sick. But
I'm taking back the rating. I was going to rate him, but no.
no, it's you know, it was
Come
good.
on.
It was good.
It was
good.
good.
Then he deserves the rating for
Give
that
it
one.
Somebody
Fine.
else probably
Yeah.
came up with it, but it doesn't
It's
matter.
good, it's good. I know.
Then you can, balance out the rating.
No.
It's good though.
I
We're
love
definitely going to have to do like a Halloween dress up.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm gonna do.
I don't know. I was saying to her we could do like Powerpuff Girls, but
Oh my
no,
Gosh,
no,
we've
we're
got
not.
blonde, red, and black.
I'm not gonna be. I'm probably gonna change my hair by then. I can
You
get
don't
rid
want
of
to
it.
be
Yeah, but you
Blossom.
can get
You
away.
are Blossom.
You
I-
are definitely.
But you're
blossom.
definitely more Bubbles.
No, she's not.
She's not Buttercup.
She is.
Yeah, you're Bubbles, because when you get
You're
angry, you have
Bubbles.
that Bubbles face. You know when Bubbles
She
get angry, you're
thinks,
like
yeah.
Jigglypuff when
Yeah.
creepy fall asleep.
Trust me, Leah believes. Yeah, she's like bad bitch all day, every day. No, she's not. Leah is cute as pie.
She really is.
No, she's not.
I've
She's
actually
not.
got an outfit for you to be Bubbles.
Oh, no, we're not doing this. It's not a thing. Not happening. No.
But I'm planned.
Come on!
No.
We're doing it.
No,
I've already
we're not.
decided. I'll make the
You
other two
can't
outfits.
decide.
It's either Bubbles or Charmander.
Which one you go choose?
I have enough orange. I'll make this happen. I haven't seen that face in years.
If you guys can come up with better suggestions, we might take them. But
Let us know.
Until then,
It's got to be like a 3.
A Charmander.
Yeah. I was thinking that we could do like Mortal Kombat characters, but
Only if I get to be that fly bitch.
if you don't know her
I know
name,
everyone's.
Chun-Yi.
I'm not that big of a.
okay.
I think her name's Chun-Yi.
Lee. Chandelier.
Either way, she got big thighs.
No, you don't deserve it. You don't deserve it.
Leah's thinking of a restaurant.
Trust me.
I'm hungry.
No.
Yeah, I don't know who
I'm
I
gonna be like X-Men.
don't know what would work.
Something.
No, because we
Like
fight over
superheroes.
Storm, even though you're Mudgy.
You know I'd be, I'd want to be Storm.
Don't call me Mudgy.
You are.
No. I'm Storm.
I'd be happy to be Rogue.
I know you would.
Of course I would.
I
I'd
know
steal
you
your
would.
power! Kill you in the process! Of course.
But she's not a geek, yeah?
Not a geek. I didn't watch the whole of Star Trek Discovery.
Oh, that's weird.
It's fucking great. It was amazing.
No.
It was so good.
Oh no!
That's gonna be so proud.
I know! You!
We had a very, very odd upbringing. Very African meets English.
Yes.
We grew up watching Star Trek, Deep Space Nine, listening to country music. Oh yes. Also, growing up in Handsworth, listening to ragga and jungle music because our mum was.
She thought she was Jamaican. At one point, she just
so
decided that she was with them for a little bit.
No, you know what it was? She came to.
Yeah.
We were in an area that reminded her the most of
Of
home.
being at home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was.
Because the cultures are similar.
Yeah.
The food's similar, different seasoning, but same thing. So.
Yeah.
Barely different seasonings.
Yeah.
That y'all just add extras.
Trust me, you just cook it different.
Yeah, we actually cook where we're from and our mixture of backgrounds cook closer to Caribbean than we do to other African
Oh
countries.
yeah. Definitely.
100%.
Anyway.
Let's not
go there.
Let's not go
Someone
there.
really be fooded.
I need you to taste that Ethiopian thing that I tried. Yeah, it was the devil.
Is it like a custard thing?
No, it was a wet blanket. It's this thing.
Okay.
They say it's really good.
It's
Everyone
not.
knows
Oh
it's
God,
really
no,
good.
it's
When
not.
it hits you, it's sour. It's sour and wet, and it's made from fermented rice. Our uncle told me. I was like, ew.
Yo, have
That's what it
you
tastes
ever
like.
smelled rice after a few days? I don't want no fermented
I don't
rice.
like to eat next day rice. Listen, unless
I
it's been
do
in the
that.
fridge
You're bougie
and
as
it's
fuck.
I
tomato.
eat next day rice.
I'm not.
There.
Listen, these two come to my house.
She don't eat leftovers.
She
I
does
do.
not eat leftovers.
Now she does.
I do.
Okay, leftovers is the best meal
Meal
of your
prep
life.
is
Okay,
leftovers.
it does not matter what you had the day before. If you have it as leftovers, it is so much better.
It's marinated in its
You
own
know,
juice.
Meal prep is
Oh my
leftovers.
Meal prep is late. No, it's not late. It's
Yeah,
not the same.
Yes,
Yeah,
it is.
okay,
People
first
say
of
it's
all,
selling
no,
meal prep. Yeah,
no.
I will sell you my leftovers.
Who
Okay.
decides what they're gonna eat before they're hungry? Who does that? Who does that? Who already says today on Wednesday I'm having chicken?
It's
Why you don't want chicken on
restraint,
Friday?
yeah. It's called
No.
restraint.
Like, I mean,
I might want a mackerel on Wednesday. Why have I already got chicken
when
in?
you've got to defrost the meat like a day before, like that's okay. But like, I think meal prep is dead because the food would never taste as good.
Yeah,
as
because it's
on
leftovers.
Monday. No.
It's 'cause it's leftovers
because
all
of the
week.
type of thing. Exactly, and it's like the type of things that.
Who's
you'll be
gonna
using
put
for
broccoli
meal
yeah
prep.
to go reheat? That's disgusting.
Who's reheating? No, first of all,
Asparaguses.
I
right?
know. I like my vegetables crunchy and that.
After 2 days, rice don't taste good when you reheat.
You shouldn't eat it after that
Yeah.
anyway. You know,
It's just gonna get poisonous.
yes. So when
It's
I've seen
harder
people
than-
make actual meal prep for a week, yeah,
Mhm.
and they've got rice, and I'm like, you can't eat that rice after today.
If you Google
Or
it,
tomorrow.
Google says you can.
Google's a liar.
I googled it.
Does Google want people to die?
Well, probably.
It don't taste that good, right? But
It gets
tell
that
you what,
wetness
the next
underneath.
day, yeah. But the next day, yeah, food the next day is absolutely delicious. Do you know how many times I've taken home like 2 days worth of food from this woman's house because she won't eat her own leftovers?
I go for leftover. Sometimes I get there knowing that we're going for
Should
dinner,
come-
and I'm like, what did you have yesterday?
Yeah. It's my house and be like, what did you have for dinner last night?
Because it's there.
Sometimes it's the stuff that's
Sometimes
before we eat that
bare.
night. That's what you lot do. Yeah.
Like, yeah. There's that one time I came and it was curry. I was like, what are you doing with this curry? Oh, it's going. What? You mad? Curry.
She shouted at me.
Oh, what?
She actually
I was
shouted
like,
at
you
me.
left this whole curry. She's like, we ate. So, you got a freezer. You can put this whole
Leah, don't say that if Dad watches this.
Put it
he's
in a
gonna send me
butter
an email reminding me I'm from Africa.
because you need some reminding sometimes, okay?
I'm about to get a whole lecture on being eco-friendly.
And sustainable.
Recycling.
Oh, man, I'm sorry.
Not wasting food, because there's people back home in Africa starving that would really appreciate that food.
And there's people around the
I'm not
corner.
even going to say what I was about to say.
There's people around the corner in Birmingham who could be starving and need that food too.
I would happily package it up. Oh,
You think he's lazy and can't be bothered
That's
to
what
cook.
you meant
They only live 20
It's like, I would
minutes
happily
away.
go
You just
and help them. Do you know what? For all the fuckery that I do, I'm a giver. I can be in town, see homeless people, go buy them socks and scarves. I don't like to see that. So, if I could, I would package up my food, heat it up, and go take it to people. Not me. Not because there's anything wrong with it, it's just, I don't fancy it. But every time I've got homeless people food, they're like, oh, it's that, or can I have X, Y, Z? I'm like, what? I remember this man. And you know, I only did it, and I know this is really, really wrong, but because it was a black man.
I've done that.
And I know it's bad, but I saw him and I could see what he used to be. And he was like, have you got some change? I was like, no, I ain't got no change. I was like, Tesco in town.
He's at a no.
By Tesco.
Is he not light? And
Yeah.
he's really tall. I know him. Listen.
No, he goes to me.
I've got a blog post about
He goes,
this man.
Really? He was like, oh, can you buy me a sandwich? And I was like, you know what? Yeah, I was waiting for someone. I was like, I had to stay there. I was like, okay, yeah. Went into Tesco and he was like, actually, can I make it a meal deal? Because it's only so much more. And I was like, okay, cool. Got it for him. And then the next time I was in town, he was like, oh, babes, you're all right. It's like, are we going to take a walk up to Tesco? I was like,
Rude.
you're about to meet the other side of me.
Oh.
I'm like, I'm only nice to make up for all the fuckery you're about to see. I cussed him out.
Here's the thing, like, you want to do nice things. There's no way that my financial situation can actually help you out of your situation right now. I know that. But I can do for you.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But there is I think there are some people who have gotten so used to the handout that then they have an attitude when you don't do it the way that they want you to do it. Like if I've got and I can give, I'm just gonna give it to you. I've definitely had people say no because they didn't like what I offered them.
Wow.
Which
I'm more
is
like,
fair. Like if
if
you've got allergies or you're like whatever,
different.
I've definitely had people be like, I don't want that. Or
wow.
I remember I went out for pizza with a friend and had a box and it was a whole pizza because I'd eaten half and they'd eaten half and I gave it to someone who was like, I don't want that. So it's just like, okay, there's only so much that you can do. And when I was in uni, I remember one of my friends bought like a whole thing of Chinese for like a few friends, and then he saw some homeless people on the street. And he was like, you know what, we don't need this, we can just cook at home. And then he gave him the whole bag of Chinese and the guy was like, where's the knife and fork? Do I look like an animal to you?
Wow.
So I think there's like a little bit of people who had those.
I was in town.
I've never ever had people be
Really?
Never. Like I have a soft spot for homeless people.
Yeah.
Me too.
A
Because
massive
people don't actually
soft
stop
spot.
and talk to them and find out what's
They're
just
actually
people who don't have a home. There's nothing different. They're not, these people are like this or whatever. Anyone's life can take a turn.
Exactly.
Anyone's life.
A lot of them are veterans. A lot of them have actually fought for the country and been left behind. Or
I had someone throw an apple at me.
What? Oh, they dashed it back in their head
yeah,
so fast.
I did, and there may have been police near and it got a bit crazy.
Oh.
But by the I swear I didn't attack a homeless person. I didn't. I went to the market. At this time I still lived in Wolverhampton. So I'd come to get meat and veg at the market. Bought loads of vegetables. Loads of fruit. This man's like, oh, do you have any change? I said, I don't. But I've got food. I've just done loads of shopping so I can give you some. I took out bits of different fruit, packed it in a bag, gave it to him. And he looked at it and he was like, oh, I don't eat any of these. And I was like, all right then. So I went like this and I was like, right then, I'll take it because he didn't want it. And he was like, no, I can sell these. And I was like, wow. I literally looked at it and I was like, wow, okay, cool, bye. As I'm walking, an apple licks me in my head. Oh my God. It was not okay. Let's say I didn't have no apples left by the time I didn't have no apples left. I may or may not have been pulled off him by a policeman.
Yeah, because I would have beat him up. I'm sorry.
No, but you know what happened? The policeman had to get CCTV to check that I was telling the truth and didn't attack this man. It looked like I attacked this homeless man. But when the policeman saw it, he was laughing. It was like, do you audacity? It was like, oh, you know, I never give to them. But then I hate that attitude. Like,
yeah, but that's what I think some people, there is an attitude because they've had those experiences.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people are like, oh, they're just going to use it for drugs, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, not every person who's homeless is a druggie. And maybe they're a druggie because they can't handle being, like, do you know how hard it is to be homeless?
Yeah.
Like,
for me, I would rather
just
know.
give them
if I've given you cash.
Yeah, give them food.
Cause sometimes I will give cash. If I give you cash, that's up to you. I could be putting a meal in your belly.
Yeah.
Helping you raise money to get somewhere, whatever.
Yeah.
Or, maybe you are on drugs. But the truth is, I did it hoping that it was to better yourself.
Your intention is more important
really
than
matters.
anything else.
So, yeah. But like you're saying, like, I think I can't walk past a homeless person and feel nothing.
Oh God, no.
If I've got something to give, I will. Like, my go-to thing is oranges because I've always got way more oranges than I need to have because my daughter just don't really eat that many. She loves them, but then she won't eat more than like one a day, and they give you a pack of 400 bloody oranges. So I'll be walking around town just passing them out to homeless people, talking to them. Yeah. I don't give anything to mamba heads because ew. To be honest, but outside of that, like I will, like there's, especially if I see someone working on the street, like you see people drawing pictures and making bracelets and stuff. I made friends with one of them. I just stopped even giving him like fear, started buying pictures from him because I was like, you give me life. Yeah. The fact that you're sitting here and genuinely, and he's sick. He's probably one of the best artists I've seen. He sits there and just mind his business, drawing these beautiful pictures of people and like cartoons and Iron Mans and whatnot. It's sick, but I do see a lot of my friends will be like, why do you stop for them? Especially after the same geezer that tall light skin when I wrote the blog post about, I called him Andy.
He doesn't like an Andy.
He has an actual name and it's similar to Andy. You think I just didn't want to put his real name on the internet, not that anyone would have found him. But after reading my blog post, loads of people from Birmingham hit me up and were like, he's such a scam artist. Like, don't you know my man from this, and he's been here for this long and rare. Because when he met me coming out of a show, so I literally got off, was going back, I don't remember where the frick I was living at that time, but I was walking around, must come out of the train station, and he ran up to me and he's like, I'm so sorry, I've just got out of jail, and I don't have no, obviously, I never know no one to come out of jail before. I now know if you come out of jail, you come out with your stuff in a bag. See-through bag. My man didn't have no see-through bag. He had himself and some talking shoes. So I was like, obviously, my guy must have had a hard time. He's like, can you buy me some Dixies? I was like, I ain't got no money like that, but I can go to the cash point and we can go and buy you something afterwards. But then I've spent like, I don't know, the better part of an hour in town walking around trying to find a cash point that'll give you a $5 because I'm sorry, you ain't trying to rob me today. I'm not taking out a tenner and then God knows what happens, or he used to grab me up at the you know what I mean? Like there's all sorts of things. So I was like, let me go find someone that just give me a quick £5 note, go buy man some food. I've ended up in a shop asking for cash back for my man, and then I was like, come on now, let's go get you food, and he was like, I just have the money. I just spent an hour running around town with you, and I should have been at home with my crazy ex-husband. Instead, I was running around town trying to find you food for you to then say, just give me the money. Instead, I was like,
no, that's mad. Yeah. That is mad.
Yucky. So, there's, most of the time I'll be fully... I love me some people in general, as long as they're not real human. That sounds wrong. But like, I don't like people in general, but anyone who is pushed aside and looked at.
She likes to go find people to talk to. Don't come talk to her.
Yeah, don't talk to me. Don't ever just talk to me because I'll be mean to
you and be like, hello there.
She wants to be the one.
I'll be the instigator in this situation. Don't instigate conversation with me.
He just looked like he needed a hug. I'm like, whoa.
Because some people do need a hug. Okay.
You're not going to hug them, but
then you'll hug them. I'm not going to lie. I'll hug most people. If they look like they need a hug, I'll give you a hug.
Monique's germ.
I'll give you a real
hug. Her germ problems
you
just
actually...
all around her.
Okay, guys, well, thanks for joining us this week, and we will see you next week.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.